Hello children, welcome to Soma Ma'am's English classes. Today we are doing the first chapter of the book Snapshots of class 11, The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse by William Saroyan. Now in this video you will get the detailed summary of the lesson. So let's begin. Now, William Saroyan was an American novelist, playwright, and a short story writer. He was awarded the Pulitzer Prize for Drama in 1940 and in 1943 won the Academy Award for the Best Story for the film adaptation of his novel The Human Comedy. Now, this is a beautiful story about the experience of two small boys, one of 9 years and the other of 13 years, and their thrill, their adventure, and their wonderful experience about a white horse. Now, on the picture you can see this is William Saroyan, the author of the story. He was born on 31st August 1908 in Fresno, California, United States, and he died in 18th May 1981, there only, Fresno, California, United States. So can you just observe us a little bit of a difference in his face and his mustache and the little bit of difference. He was also the story is about a tribe, Garogleanian tribe. And from this picture actually we'll see as a character in the story also. So now let's get into the story. The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse. This story is narrated by a 9-year-old boy whose name is Aram Garogleanian, a member of an Armenian community living among the lush fruit orchards and vineyards of California. Now one morning, Aram is awakened before dawn by his older cousin Morad, who everyone thinks is crazy. Now here in the picture you can see the Garogleanian tribal people. This picture is belongs to the people near 800 and 600 BC, in between 800 and 600 BC. These Garogleanian tribes, their origin. And see, you can picture the picture, you can see a little bit of costumes and all are different from the other society. Now let's continue the story. Aram is astonished to see that Morad is sitting on a beautiful white horse. Aram has always wanted to ride a horse, but his family is too poor to afford one. In the picture you can see a happy child sitting on a white horse. This you can imagine as Aram. Now, however, the Garogleanian family is noted not only for its poverty but also for their honesty. So it is very unbelievable, it's just simply unbelievable, incredible that Morad, who could have stolen the horse. Nevertheless, Aram asks Morad if he has stolen the horse, and Morad invites him to jump out the window if he wants to go for a ride. Now in this video we are going through the whole story in point form, and these explanations and these points are by your English teacher, your mentor, Soma Verma. Now Aram is sure that Morad has stolen the horse, but he jumps up behind Morad, and the two of them begin to ride out of the little town in which they live. They started riding on the horse and they didn't know that they were out of the town. As they were riding, Morad begins to sing. You can feel his happiness, his joy. When they reach the open country, Aram wants to ride the horse by himself. This is very natural instinct for a small boy, isn't it? Who was sitting at the back and Morad was actually riding. But Morad reminds him that it is up to the horse. Morad can ride because he says, I have a way with the horse. This is a refrain dialogue given by Morad throughout the story. When you will read the text, you will see Morad very often repeating this same line again and again. I have a way with the horse. When Aram tries to ride the horse, he cannot control the animal and it throws him. The two boys find the runaway horse, hide him in an abandoned barn, and go home. So this is how the story continues. You can see Aram, you can imagine this boy to be Aram sitting on a horse, and then he fell down off the horse when it started moving. That afternoon, Uncle Khosrow comes to Aram's house to smoke cigarettes and drink coffee. John Byro, an Assyrian farmer, also comes by for a visit and complains that his white horse was stolen last month. Uncle Khosrow roars, pay no attention to it. Now this is again another refraining dialogue given by Uncle Khosrow. Pay no attention to it means whatever thing happens, he used to tell this dialogue only, and throughout the story you will find him telling this dialogue 3-4 times. John Byro says that he walked 10 miles to get to Aram's house, causing pains in his legs, and Uncle Khosrow again bellows that he should pay no attention to it. So you see, he was telling that my legs are paining because I have walked such a long distance and my horse is stolen. For all these things, Uncle Khosrow had only one answer: pay no attention to it. Now John Byro points out that he paid $60 for the horse which was stolen, and Uncle Khosrow shouts, I spit on money. John Byro stalks out of the house. Now let's see what happens next. Aram runs to his cousin Morad's house and finds him fixing the wing of a hurt bird. The bird was hurt, and so he was taking care of that small bird. His cousin has a way with birds. So you see here that how much this boy Morad, he loved animals. Aram explains that John Byro visited and that he wants his horse back. He also reminds Morad that Morad had promised to keep the horse until Aram could learn how to ride. Morad says that it might take a year for Aram to learn to ride. So Aram suggests that let's keep the horse for a year. So you can see the childishness and the thrill. You can feel Aram's childishness and thrill. He thinks that if he takes 1 year to learn, he will keep the horse for 1 year. Morad roars, no, that the horse must go back to its owner and that no Garaglian could ever steal. He says that they will keep the horse only for another 6 months. So just see here also you can see that the inside quality of the Garaglian tribe is inculcated in the small boy, that is Morad, but still the childishness, he doesn't have the guts, he is not ready to keep the horse for 1 year, but he will keep the horse for 6 months. For 2 weeks, the boys take the horse out in the morning for rides, and every morning Aram is thrown. But he never gives up hope that he will learn to ride like his cousin. So the idol in front of him was his cousin brother. to ride the horse. One morning, the boys meet John Biro as they were putting the horse away. Morad explains that he will handle the situation as he has a way with farmers. John Biro then he asks the name of the horse, and Morad tells him that the name is My Heart. The farmer that is John Biro, he says that he looks exactly like the horse that was stolen from him. And after inspecting the horse's teeth, says that the boy's horse could be his horse's twin. The next morning, the boys returned the horse to John Biro's barn. The farmer's dogs do not bother them because Cousin Morad has a way with dogs. He presses his nose against the horse's nose and the boys leave. So this is the end of the story, and then let's see what happens. A little bit of it is left. That afternoon, John Biro rides Aram's house in his surrey to show Aram's mother the horse that has been returned. He says that the horse is stronger and better tempered than ever. So you can understand that Morad and Aram, they had taken good care of the horse. Uncle Khosrow shouts, "Your horse has been returned. Pay no attention to it." So you see how indifferent his attitude is. He has no change. He behaves when the horse was stolen, he told that same thing. And when he got back his horse, now he is happy. Again he is so indifferent and is telling, pay no attention to it. And when you read the story, you will see in very comical situations also, he tells the same dialogue, pay no attention to it. Now that's all about the story. It's a very light story, but it highlights the quality of the Garogleanian tribe. Although they were poor, but they were so honest and hardworking. And this boy Morad, he loved horse, he loved birds, he loved even dogs, and he had a very different way of doing all the things. Now this video was presented by Matchless Mentor. I am your mentor, English teacher Soma ma'am. So we will meet again in our next video. Till then, bye and keep studying.